Hello, welcome to Pure Soul Alchemy. I'm Gabriella Espinosa, and I'll be taking us through a psychic surgery treatment for the next 20 minutes or so. It's most beneficial if you can lay down or recline, relax, close your eyes while you're receiving this treatment. Pure Soul Alchemy is a transmission of advanced bioenergy operations. Through my perception and my vocalization of what I'm perceiving on the inner energetic grid, we are opened in ways which allow these technologies to come through into our physical reality and enact change on our behalf. Allow your mind to relax into the words and phrases that you're going to be hearing. Try not to focus too much on meaning or interpretation, application. Just relax and let the transmission of the words and phrases flow through, within and through you. And simply let go into the healing transmission of what is being said. And if you fall asleep, excellent. A great way to keep working with all of my YouTube sessions is to muscle test and pick the most appropriate, beneficial session for yourself at that time. On my website, you can also download the MP3 versions for easier replay later. And if you find the session helpful, please share it, give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button and the bell so that you're alerted when future sessions happen. In today's session, we will be healing the energy structure of paranoia. Definition: paranoia is an instinct or thought process that is believed to be heavily influenced by anxiety, suspicion, or fear, often to the point of delusion and irrationality. Paranoid thinking typically includes persecutory beliefs or beliefs of conspiracy concerning a perceived threat towards oneself, i.e., everyone is out to get me. Paranoia is distinct from phobias, which also involve irrational fear, but usually no blame. Making false accusations and the general distrust of other people also frequently accompany paranoia. So we will be operating today on you, a loved one, a family member, or friends, or ancestors, etc., whoever this applies to, because those people, even though you may not have this paranoia sequence going on within your energy field, people you're connected to or love or care about may have that. And you may be the unwitting recipient of some of those energies. So please bring to mind any of these people, even if it's yourself, bring them to mind now as we begin our treatment. So, slowing down, laying back, reclining, closing your eyes, slowing the breath, and we will begin. Connecting with our divine physical and non-physical intelligence to align completely with our own core essence. Aligning with the fundamental and essential aspects of ourselves. Aligning with the earth, sun, moon, with divine source spirit, with our own inherent creator self, and with our right placement in existence. The purest healing source within us is our own deepest aspect. We agree to serve as our own healing agent and to serve from and as our own ultimate inner counsel, the all that I am. We now invoke, welcome, receive our beloved Mother, Father, God to exact their loving, divine, blessed grace directly into our healing proceedings today. Very potent session today, opening up reception deeply, deeper, farther on an ongoing basis for this one. clearing for invention of clarity. This, you could interpret this as false clarity, clearing that now in coordination or lack of coordination of backdrop and actual factual perception data, interplane information, and on and on. So reclaiming divine unified source location, locus of attention. Restructuring earth grid parameters, their constitutional wake-up call. Conflict. I want to say the word I'm hearing, it's not quite English, but it's basically remaking what is considered truth in a false direction. So clearing there, clearing that, a big consent there. That's very good. Conceptual lay down of force. Opportunity, reclamation, and crystallization, as in crystal clear. Clearing marked contusions here. I'm going to go out on speculation, this is me speculating, that there is some trauma that has reached the physical body, but it wasn't physical at its beginnings. The trauma was just so intense that it manifests or lands in the physicality. So that's where we're clearing. This is kind of conceptual, like a blow to your logic capacity type of trauma. This can happen to an individual. This can happen to the whole planet population simultaneously. Clearing the back of the heart region between the shoulder blades. Locus of preform residual effect there. Clearing, dissolving, and redistributing of strength, fortitude, and divine logisticalization capacity. Yes, it's a word now. Great. Really focusing on that back of the heart region, where it has been locked in disbelief because it has been lied to vehemently. Great. So softening, even in the midst of all the falsities flying about. And regrowing strength and solidity and alignment in what is actual truth of the divine love source. Excellent. We're going to go into my downloaded healing points that I get ahead of time now. Restructuring energetic grounding to contain the activated reset for correcting, engaging, and exchanging with the present reality and true presence of your authentic self. Clearing for interrupted dislocation cycling, inhibited heart functioning, and clearing for heart fracturing, repair, clearing for generalizations, overgeneralizations, and higher sight, interaction, and interplay disruption, clearing and resetting, healing, factoring out a new truth based in the higher love presence domain. clearing disrupted identity cycles, clearing unfounded residual constructs that seek to claim your intelligent life flow operation. Now clearing disruption maneuverings of altitude unconsciousness. Inner space replenishment for congruency living. Out of pace and out of sync linearity, reconciliation according to what is true, that which is truth. Not necessarily what we decide is truth, but what is actual truth that comes from on high. Clearing contaminated vectoring approach. Dissolving outlook of faithless orientations. Composition path orientation recovery. Compositional grounding resolve. Into faith in the now of your beingness. Congratulatory effortings, relational field, reapproaching a new feeling amplitude. Sequential harboring of past disparaging anchors, deleting these now. Corruption, identity, deleting. We're going to do a little process here where we will be more gently and genuinely supported in deciding to let go of some of these identities that we have held on to for a very long time that are not actually who we are, that were perhaps suggested elsewhere or from outer sources or in relation to outer sources. Great, bringing in massive support there to be held as we let these go, because it can feel very discombobulating for a little bit when we're letting go of something that we thought was us for a long time. Allowing for that empty space so that our true essence, our soul, purity can fill that and have a lot more space in actuality, and therefore a lot more power, impact, choice, and true representation in this earth field, playing field. Faith disruption cycles, dislodging and opening more internal connection capacity. Deleting any underlying anxiety, suspicion, and fear that may be feeding paranoia orientation and paranoiac interpretations. Inner plane consultancy, opening up that divine channel where truth actually is. Having greater access there. Deleting persecutory mental psychological pathways. Deleting these. Deleting persecutory mental psychological pathways. This is where we self-persecute, persecute others, even if we never vocalize it, but we're persecuting them in our head. But on the flip side, where we are the recipients of vocalized, but mostly unvocalized, persecutory mental psychological pathways. dislodging these now. Healing and recovering from delusion and irrationality, those that happen within, and then those that happen somewhere else, but we feel it and we are affected by it. Once again, really taking all of these operations as deeply as possible for as long as possible and as long as is necessary for completion. Upping the capacity to bring oneself back from these highly charged, disempowering negative states. Confusion, concord, deleting hyperfused negative experiences with the psyche, which tangentially attach and hijack free open perception from the heart and from the reach of divine empowered living. Deleting these hyperfused negative experiences and pathways now, and their negative detrimental effects and the history. These may have been happening long term, so it may feel like normal, like it's just how reality is. So deleting that. Great, and let's put online for that to be an ongoing operation, again, once again, for as long as is necessary for complete healing. Deleting the points of origin of the pull to make false accusations, either verbally or simply in thoughts or a fixed held belief structure. Deleting the points of origin of the pull to make exaggerated negative claims in and from the static, victimhood, egocentric stance. Taking this operation very deeply, and we're also transmitting it as a service to humanity, transmitting it as far and wide as it can go. It's a lot of people suffering from this one, and they don't even know it. We don't even know it when this is happening. I'm just going to put an operation here to support people, you, me, us, everyone who needs it, to take this healing as far and as deep as is necessary for complete healing and liberation. Deleting the trauma trails from anywhere on the timeline, but especially in childhood and familial and ancestral lines. The trauma that happened to an ancestor, to someone in your family, a parent, one of their friends, the neighbor down the street. Because these trauma trails can, how do you say, we're such empathic creatures. And very often we can tie in or hone in on somebody's pain, and then we uptake it and believe that it's ours or that it happened to us somewhere down the line. Or we feel it as if it happened to us that intensely. So we're doing a massive clearing for this empathy gone rogue pathway. I should just say hijacked empathy. Clearing disruption sequences there. Releasing a distortion rhythm effect. Releasing distorted feeds. Lines of intention. Distorted feedback. Clearing your thought waveforms for entering or entered artificiality hijack. Clearing and fortifying and recuperation, reclaiming of your thought waveforms, those that are yours and yours alone. erroneous back watching constructs, like as in watching your back, allowing these to leave. And at the same time, heightening perceptual awareness on all the levels and forms of perception on the inner planes, the five senses, the seven senses, the quadruple senses, you name it, senses. Opening up that super capacity for perception, accurate perception. And this takes a lot of, I don't want to say skill, but determination to get to the bottom of things and get to the truth and keep asking for the truth of your higher self, because it's so easy to read something else or an artificial storyline into some of what we're perceiving, because we're perceiving a lot. So when you open up your perception, you've got to double down on your discrimination, discernment. Very important. They go hand in hand. Otherwise, we get wobbly and in trouble. All right, so erroneous back watching constructs, allowing these to leave. And this can be challenging because they issue, or this back watching construct issues a false sense of safety and security, but all they really do is reconfirm the original skewed paranoia orientation. So we're just going to open up the possibility of, I don't know if you've seen the Alex Grey artwork where all around our being, which is more than our physical body, there are millions and millions of eyes that are our eyes that see and perceive. So as these open up, we get a lot more clear perception and knowing. So moving in that direction, higher field identity, reset. Alchemy for paranoid influences, deleting their sequence disruptions from the past, and mobilizing to a new field of resistance relief. Clearing for anxiety, worry, anticipation anxiety, like the other shoe's about to drop, orientation, clearing, calming. But first off, acknowledging that that's going on. If it is for you, it may not, but if it is, acknowledging the first step, oh wow, there's this anticipatory anxiety and worry, flinching even. Clearing this. Great. And just sending the body, your beautiful divine gift of a body, the permission and the message that it's safe to let go of clenching and flinching in nervous anticipation. Some of the artificial constructs in this world want us consistently flinching. We're more easy to control and manipulate with that. So assisting your physical body system and your psyche and your nervous system to let go and relax in spite of all the structural suggesting of the idea that it's a good idea to flinch and stay like that. Emotional backdrop, reveal and heal. Opening to true visioning, seeing, perceiving, sensing, inner sensing, outer sensing, interdimensional sensing, and on and on and on, of your environment, of communications, and the inner landscapes. security measuring devices, deleting those that are obsolete and upgrading those that aren't. And these are your inherent structures for measuring your safety and security. Creating and employing, applying your new sensory, perceptionary, divinity structurings, created and utilized by you and you alone, fostering the gift of these easily unimpeded and allowing the perfection of you to land more fully, way more embodied, way more calm, becoming a discrimination and discernment ninja of and from your divine source. Allowing the bottled in constructs of your being to relax, engage, and just be. We're now closing down our session in love, light, gratitude, and blessings. Thank you so much for tuning in to Pure Soul Alchemy. If you would like to make a donation, there is a link in the description below. Please visit the library page on my website for more in-depth bioenergy treatment sessions. I highly recommend that you listen to this session repeatedly. You can go to my website and download the MP3s. They're free. And again, muscle tests. There may be more that you might want to download. And doing this will deepen the effects of the session and take your healing further. To schedule an individual Pure Soul Alchemy session, please go to my website at www.puresoulalchemy.com. And we will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.